Welcome to Tanakh Talk. I am your host, William Hall, broadcasting live out of Kingsland, Texas, USA, with another episode of TNT, the Twisted New Testament, with Rabbi Stuart Federow from the Big H, Houston, Texas. Welcome back with that awesome rabbi.
Yes, good to be back.
Shalom, shalom, shalom. Tell me when you see the temporary background that I chose for tonight. I just thought it would be a nice little change of.
Okay, just wait. Give me 1 second.
I'm gonna move completely off screen just for a sec. That is so cool. My wife saw that and she wanted to watch the entire show just because of the background I put up. Can you see it? I can see it.
Yeah. Let's see.
Oh, please tell me you can see that. That is so cute. Pardon me. I can get back in the screen now. So anyway, hello everybody. It's good to see everybody out there. Lori Cash, Elaine, Matthew X. Very, very good to see all you people out there. There's a bunch more who haven't commented that are here. So we're gonna kick this thing off tonight, talking about the King of Righteousness, Melchizedek. And obviously, Christianity teaches that Melchizedek is the King of Righteousness would be Jesus. And so you have a lot of problems just right off the bat with Jesus being a king, like at all, because you can't be a king and a priest. And if he's king, then he can't be the high priest. If he's high priest, he can't be the king, according to halakha, according to the actual laws of Judaism. So anyway, so we're just going to kind of start off with that. We'll domino into some other things. I found on the internet Jews for Jesus at their website, and I was just scrolling through their list of prophecies, messianic prophecies, and their fulfillment citations. And I'll be honest with you, 3 or 4 years ago, reading that, I would have been like, oh, yeah. But now, after 3 or 4 years of study, I look at those things, and my heart I just want to burst out laughing, because it's so obvious now. And it wasn't before. Before, it was very shady. But that's what happens when you start studying the New Testament instead of studying the Tanakh where it belongs. Shouldn't get that reversed. So, but anyway, so Rabbi, what do you think about the background picture? You got to tell me you love it.
Give me a second.
Are you not logged into the YouTube channel?
Well, I am, but I'm not seeing what I want to see.
Okay, well.
Oh, wait.
Okay, here we go.
For some reason, I can't, I'm not getting the Tanakh Talk up. I mean, tonight's show up.
Really? Okay, so just, hold on just a second. Just sit tight. I'll give you a link to click on. Make life simple for you.
I shouldn't have to do that. I don't know what's going on.
That is okay. I'll do it for you anyway because I love you, man.
Oh, here we go. It just went out and went back.
Refresh your screen. Very good. Very good.
Kitty cat.
That's a space kitty.
Kitty cat.
My son-in-law actually has a space kitty cat T-shirt, and so does my younger son too. That's pretty funny. Yeah, I thought they'd get a kick out of that. So, but anyway, yeah. So who else is here? Kelsey Lynn, Mia Indigo. I already said that to Door. Very good. So so that's our kickoff. Our kickoff is going to be the King of Righteousness, and we're going to just kind of discuss that a little bit. Phone lines, Delane. It should be a dog. Right. Tell my wife that. Okay.
All right. So.
Pardon me? Okay, so.
Make it easy on me and just give me the Genesis chapter verse for the Melchizedek thing.
Oh, okay. I'll have to look that up, actually. Give me one momentus. If anybody knows it, just put it up there on YouTube. Let's see.
17, somewhere, I remember.
Oops, get over here. There's no L in that. Okay, there you go. We have and of course, now you're not going to show it to me. 18 through 20. Genesis 10:14. Is that right? Yeah. Genesis 14, 18 through 20, maybe.
Here we go.
Did you find it? Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay, so in the New Testament,
14:8.
Hebrews, I think, is where it's cited in. I wonder if it's actually on that. Citations from Jews for Jesus. I think it was,
it's
actually.
14, 17, 18, and beyond.
I'm still logged on to the Jews for Jesus website, and the chat thing opened up as I told you. And it says, "Do you have any messianic questions we can answer?" And I said, "Are you a real person?" It said, "Message sent," and it's like the time is just still ticking. So apparently that wasn't a real person. Too bad. I was going to invite them
It's
to
automatic, and then they just take a copy of it and eventually get around to it.
Yeah, I was going to.
It's not uncommon for the internet.
Okay, so now I can't. There you go. Let's close it. Okay, so I think. Okay, I didn't actually see that one here. Maybe we could just stick with it. If you found it already, that's great. So, but the King of Righteousness is something I've always heard. I always say, well, it's definitely Jesus, And I'm like, there's a lot of problems with what you see about Jesus being called this and called that. And
why, there's a lot more than that.
And why he wasn't called.
A lot of problems with the Genesis passage in 14 too. To me, look. I have a very, I don't know what to call it, unusual view of the Tanakh, okay?
Okay.
So when I read it cold. Okay. And to me, it doesn't say what the Christians say it says. I don't understand how they can read this and come up with what they come up with.
Right.
Okay, so for, on the screen, William, put up Genesis 14:17, okay?
14:17, got it. Give me 1 second to get to it. 14, 15, 16, and 17. The king of Sodom. Okay, 1 second. Let me find my remote. That's it right there. Why it's not up, I don't know. Bear with me. Oh, I have to open up another program real fast. 1 second. Go ahead and talk about it while I pull this up.
All right.
So that's actually...
Well, okay. First of all, if you take, for the people who actually pick up the Bible and read it for a change instead of just go by what they're told it says.
Right.
If you take a look at Genesis 14, verse 17. Okay. And it says, the king of Sodom, went out to meet him after his return from the slaughter of Chedorla Omer and the kings that were with him at the vale of Sheba, the same as the king's vale. Okay, so you've got a king of Sodom coming out to meet Abraham, right?
Okay, right.
Okay, then in 18, it says, and Melchizedek, king of Salem, brought forth bread and wine, and he was priest of God the Most High. So, first line discussing Melchizedek, it says the Melchizedek is bringing bread and wine to Abraham. Right?
Okay, right.
Okay. Next verse. It says, chapter 14, verse 19. And he blessed him. Who blessed who? Well, it becomes obvious from the text.
Right.
And said, blessed be Abram. So now Melchizedek brings forth bread and wine. Now he's bringing forth a blessing of Abraham. Blessed be Abram, the God of God Most High, maker of heaven and earth. And blessed be God the Most High, who has delivered your enemies into your hand. So you've got Melchizedek bringing bread and wine, Melchizedek bringing a blessing. And then it says, and Melchizedek is acknowledging the God of Most High, okay, who put the enemies into the hand of Abraham. And then you get this unclear verse or statement which reads, and he gave him a tenth of all. So
right.
Melchizedek gives to Abraham bread and wine. Melchizedek gives to Abraham a blessing. And then all of a sudden, Abraham is giving to Melchizedek a tenth of what he has. What sense does that make? That makes no sense and never did.
Okay.
Okay, and give me a second in context, you'll see what I mean. Okay, but Abraham just came from defeating a whole bunch of enemy kings. He is someone to be feared. He is someone to be respected. He is someone to be placated. Where's the sense where Melchizedek, king of Salem, okay, who brings forth bread and wine for Abraham, who brings forth a blessing to bless Abraham with, and all of a sudden Abraham, who is like powerful, is all of a sudden going to give to this Melchizedek a tenth of what he has? Makes no sense. it only makes sense that Melchizedek is giving it 10% of what he has to placate this military genius called Abraham.
Right.
Now take a look at 1421. And now you get the king of Sodom, Sodom, back on the scene. And he says to Abram, give me the people and take the goods to yourself. Who's giving who what? Okay, let me keep the persons and you take the goods, might be a better understanding of what this is saying.
Okay.
And then look at what Abraham says to the king of Sodom in 22, verse 22. And Abraham said to the king of Sodom, I have lifted up my hand to the eternal God Most High, maker of heaven and earth, and I will not take a thread, nor a shoe latchet, nor aught that is yours, lest you should say, you made me, Abraham, rich. Again, you got the king of Sodom, like Melchizedek, who's trying to give Abraham a tithe. But Abraham says, I'm not going to take anything from you. Otherwise, you'll say it was you that made me rich instead of the hand of God. So in context, what sense does it make that Melchizedek is receiving a tenth of what Abraham has instead of exactly the opposite? Abraham is given a blessing. Abraham is met with wine and bread. Okay. And then the other guy on the scene, king of Sodom, is trying to also give to Abraham stuff. And Abraham says, I'm not taking anything from you because I don't want you to say you made me rich. Only God makes me rich. So the whole idea that Abraham is doing obeisance to the king of Sodom, it makes no sense to me and never did. Okay. Another thing. All right. Take a look at what was it? Psalm 110?
Let's start.
I think it's Psalm 110.
Verse.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess it doesn't matter. It's only for you.
And
yeah, the Lord said to my Lord, sit at my right hand.
Wait a minute. No, it's verse 4.
Okay. So the Lord
Okay.
has sworn and will not repent. Thou art a priest
You
forever.
are a priest
there you
forever
go.
After the manner, of Melchizedek.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Thank you for clarifying that because I had that mixed up in my head. So now go with that and express
but Psalm 110,
why.
verse 4 doesn't say that. Okay. The word in the Hebrew, which is mistranslated as manner, after the manner of Melchizedek, you are a priest forever after the manner of Melchizedek. The word isn't manner. The word comes from the Hebrew meaning to speak.
Oh, yeah, dibarti. Huh.
Exactly. Wait a minute. I'm forgetting my grammar.
It's okay.
I would say
dibrati. Excuse me, not dibarti, but dibrati.
Right, but I actually think it's okay. Either way, the point is it's derived from the word speech.
Right.
Okay, and what's it talking about? What speech of Melchizedek? Why all of a sudden is David talked about in the matter of Melchizedek, in the matter of the speech of Melchizedek, which, by the way, might be a better translation of all of it.
Repeat it.
Okay. That Psalm 110, verse 4, the Eternal has sworn and will not repent. You are a priest forever after the speech, of Melchizedek. So what exactly is that trying to say?
Like the declaration?
Yes, but what did Melchizedek say?
Oh, right. I see what you mean. Gotcha.
And therefore is being referenced in Psalm 110. Okay. Look, Abraham could have been a priest. Okay. He could have been, he knows God intimately. He's called the friend of God. He is obeying God. He leaves the best place to live in the Mideast at the time, Ur of Chaldees, advanced in every single thing you can think of, advanced in mathematics, advanced in construction, advanced in the arts. Okay, we know this from digs, archaeology. Okay, but it's corrupting because it is pagan. So God wants Abraham to get the heck out of there. He could have been made a priest. He should have been a priest. Everywhere he goes, he's building what kind of monument to the invisible God? He's building altars. An altar is something, what's the word? Manipulated, handled by a priest, okay, by a religious leader. So Abraham could have been it. All right. So the question becomes, why is the priesthood taken away from Abraham's children? Okay. Reflected in where Melchizedek is mentioned in the verse we just had from Psalm 110, verse 4. Okay. Melchizedek must have done something, okay, that gets taken away from Melchizedek. All right?
Okay.
All right. So, okay. All right. So let's go back to the verse again. Genesis.
Okay. Which one?
What did we say? 14?
14:6, I guess it was. So 14:7, something like that, right?
Yes.
Check 1, 2. I just want to make sure I didn't turn my mic too far down. Okay. Okay, let me go back to it.
This. Okay.
All right, let me put it up.
All right, let's go back to the scenario with King of Sodom, okay, and Melchizedek. Okay. All right. If you can focus in on 1920, okay?
Okay.
Melchizedek comes forth with wine and bread for Abraham. And what does verse 19 say?
And he blessed him.
But Melchizedek blesses Abraham and says, "Blessed be Abram of the Most High God, possessor of heaven and earth." And then it says, "Blessed be the Most High God, who's delivered you from the hand of your enemies." You don't see a problem with that? William, you still there?
I'm still here. I'm just thinking.
You don't see a problem with that?
He blessed him.
Don't you think God should have been blessed first?
Mm-hmm.
Why is Abram?
Right,
He is supposed to be a priest of the God Most High or something like that.
Right. Yep, very true.
Okay, priest of the Most High God.
Okay.
So you would think that he would acknowledge and recognize the power of God who saves Abraham and who made him wealthy at the hands of all these enemy kings.
Right.
And then he would then come to Abraham and say, "Oh, and bless you too." But instead, he reverses the order and he says, "Blessed be Abraham of the Most High God," and then "Blessed be the Most High God who's delivered you your enemies into your hand." Okay. So the point is that it's not giving a priesthood to Melchizedek; it's taking a priesthood away from Melchizedek.
So
it's exactly the opposite of how the Christian community wants to relate to this. Melchizedek he made a mistake in his speech by blessing Abraham before blessing God. So the priesthood gets taken away from him, okay, and given to the descendants, not to Abraham, but to the descendants of Abraham, namely Jacob was the grandson of Abraham. Jacob's sons became the tribes of Israel, and one of those tribes gets the subgroup of the Levites, the descendants of Aaron, get the priesthood forever. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Is anything I'm saying clear?
Yeah, I just want to really hit it home on the whole Jesus part.
Okay. What do Christians say about how that how do
They use Psalm 22, which you were just pointing out.
22 or 10?
I'm sorry, 110. Psalm 110.
Okay.
He is a priest forever after the order of Melchizedek.
Right.
So, let me ask it to you this way: could it be
All right.
that the way that they are viewing that and applying it to Jesus, could it be that in Judaism, when the Messiah does come, that could be applied to the actual Messiah, or is that not messianic at all? That's my question.
Okay. I don't see it as messianic at all.
Okay, that's what I wanted.
Remember
right.
something.
Okay.
A passage to be messianic doesn't have to be necessarily about the Messiah himself. It can be about the period of time in which the Messiah comes. It can be about what happens when the Messiah gets here without being actually about the Messiah himself.
Okay.
Okay? So I don't think this has to do with the Messiah at all.
Okay. Yeah, I'm with you.
Right.
Okay. Let's see. Just a reminder.
Melchizedek, okay, the priesthood is taken away from Melchizedek because he's a priest of the Most High God. He's taken away from Melchizedek because he did not bless God first before blessing Abraham. And instead, the descendants of Abraham, namely the Levitical priesthood, the Levites, are going to get the priesthood forever. Okay?
Okay.
All right.
Right, agreed. Okay, so we'll move on forward. So phone lines are open, 855-95-BIBLE. So give us a call, say hello, give us a question, whatever you want to do. So like I said, we've got the volume turned up. I'm watching the screen. We'll be able to hear you ring in. All right, so I want to go over now to this is, I don't know, most of these ones I've seen look like they're pretty nonsensical, but still.
By the way, let me tell you something else that I kind of forgot about.
Sure.
Okay, and that is that Melchizedek is seen as a name, but can also be not the righteous king, but a righteous king. Not a king of righteousness. Okay, Malchi, right. My king, Sedek, righteous or righteousness.
Okay.
Okay, so that it's a reference to a king, okay, and not necessarily somebody whose name is Melchizedek or Melchizedek, as they mispronounce.
Gotcha.
Okay.
All right, so I'm trying to set up a.
Am I clear in anything I'm saying?
Yeah. I'm
okay,
just,
all right.
I was just, I don't know. I was hoping it was going to just like crazily go ballistic. Welcome to the show. Please tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Yes, my name is Jeremiah Lynch. I'm calling from Georgia.
Welcome, Jeremiah. Thank you for calling in. What's the question for Rabbi?
Yeah, I've noticed that in the Gospel of Matthew and the Gospel of Luke, they have two different things about when Jesus was born. Matthew says that they left town right after he was born and then didn't come back until years later. But in Luke, they don't say anything about them leaving. Actually, it says that they have, went to the temple every year. I was just wondering, why Christians don't really see these contradictions and just go with it.
And there are plenty more contradictions besides the ones you pointed out, by the way. In Luke, okay, they have to go find an inn because they're coming from the north. They're coming from Nazareth. So they have to go down to Bethlehem in order to be counted in a census, which is nonsense because you don't have to go anywhere to be counted in a census. You just say, "Hi, I'm here," fill out a form, hand it in. If the world had to go back to the original place they were born in order to be counted in a census, the whole world would be in flux. Just the logistics alone, okay, would be insane. But so at any rate, he comes from Nazareth in the north to Bethlehem in the south, and that's why they need an inn. But in Matthew, okay, Bethlehem is. Did we lose him?
No, he just hung up so he could listen online. I get that a lot. So
in Bethlehem is where they lived. They were in their own home. They didn't need an inn. Okay, and at 2 or 3 or 4 places in Matthew, it explicitly states that this was at the birth of Jesus. Christians will say, "Oh, actually, it was 2 years later." Well, at no time anywhere in the Gospel of Luke does it mention anything about going from Bethlehem to Egypt to Nazareth. There's no mention at any time at all in the book of Luke, Gospel of Luke, that Jesus went into Egypt for any reason whatsoever. Matthew, okay, at the birth of Jesus, has Jesus having to flee into Egypt to get away from Herod, who's trying to kill him. And when he comes back, okay, when Jesus comes back from Egypt into the Promised Land, an angel basically tells them, don't go back. It's still not safe, and go back to, go north, go to Nazareth. So there's an awful lot that is in disagreement between Matthew and Luke. The reason is because Matthew and Luke didn't have the slightest idea what happened to Jesus. They're making things up as they go along. They're taking verses and narratives from the Hebrew Scriptures and using them like blueprints, like a construction worker uses blueprints to build a house. The authors of Matthew and Luke, and by the way, John and Mark as well, are using them as blueprints to create and invent stories about Jesus to make it look like Jesus fulfilled Scripture. So it is a complete fabrication, what you have in Matthew and what you have in Luke.
Right.
Okay, in terms of the birth stories. So it's more than just what our caller was saying. It's so much more is in disagreement with each other about the whole narrative, the whole narration. And William, remind me exactly what he was pointing out.
The different accounts of, was it after?
Wasn't it going into Egypt?
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, the census.
Okay. The reason why in Luke it never says anything about Jesus having to flee is because everything described in the book of Luke is calm, is peaceful. There's nothing to be afraid of. The shepherds are with their flocks in the hills. Shepherd life is very genteel and gentle. Okay. In Matthew, however, there's all sorts of fear from all sorts of different directions. You got it from Herod because, he's trying to get these 3 magi, okay, to tell him where the baby's going to be born. And he starts killing innocent children, another reason to make fear among the people. Everything is in fear. So in Luke, he doesn't have to go into Egypt because there's nothing to send him there. They come down, they get counted in the census, they go back to Nazareth. There's no reason to be afraid. There's nothing generating fear to make them go into Egypt. So Luke says nothing about going into Egypt. And by the way, if Matthew makes it look, which he does, that going into Egypt is specifically to fulfill a prophecy so that out of Egypt I called my son can be applied to Jesus when it's really about the people of Israel in Hosea 11, verse 1, I think. Now I lost my. I knew that a lot. Okay. Matthew is making it look like Jesus fulfilled a prophecy of going into Egypt and then coming out of Egypt. But if Luke never tells any story about Jesus going into Egypt, that means that according to Luke, Jesus never fulfilled the prophecy of going into Egypt so he can call out my son from Egypt.
Right.
That means that according to Luke, Jesus did not fulfill all the prophecies that Matthew said must be fulfilled to be the Messiah, to be the Christ. So it's a real jumbled up ball of a whole bunch of stuff going on. And there's a line about in Matthew, okay, where he goes back to where they come back from Egypt and go to Nazareth, and they say, "This was done to fulfill what the prophets said, and he shall be called a Nazarene."
Oh, yeah.
No, that's not found anywhere. There is no prophet who says, "And he shall be called a Nazarene," or whatever.
Right.
Oh, telephone. All right, so let's go to the phone.
Okay, sounds good. Caller, please tell us your name, where you're calling from.
Hi, this is Grant from Southern California. I was just calling, and I wanted to ask if we could just find out a little bit about Mashiach ben Yosef and Mashiach ben David and their roles. And then I'm going to hang up because the line is kind of staticky today.
Okay.
And I just wanted to say thank you, William and Rabbi, and my mom says hello as well.
Oh, wonderful. Hello back to her. Very cool. Awesome. Yes, we will discuss both.
Shalom alaikum.
Thank you. Alaikum shalom. All right, there you go. So to restate that, tell us a little bit about Mashiach ben Yosef and Mashiach ben David, and the roles of both, and also touch base on their relationship, whether they were contemporaries or not. So, in the scheme of things. And yes, you may not like this, but I am putting you full screen because I have nothing to add to this.
Why do you do that?
Because you look handsome, man.
Well, this is both of us, not just me.
It's all good, man. It is all good in the hood.
Good in the hood? Oh, you're such a poet.
It was off of a comedy movie. It's all good in the hood.
All right. Okay.
Take it back to the hood. Okay, whatever.
Calling somebody a hood was never a good thing back in my day.
Really? You'll have to tell me about that later.
Why is this taking oh, there we go.
Okay.
All right, so let's talk about the Messiah, the son of Joseph. Okay? Christians will use the term Messiah, the son of Joseph to imply that there is a concept of a Messiah, okay, who is not who's not a start over. They'll say there's a Messiah, the son of Joseph, and what they think is that this must mean anybody who is the son of somebody named Joe. So if your dad was Joe, you could be the Messiah, the son of Joseph. And that is not what it's talking about at all. The concept of the Messiah, the son of Joseph, is someone who can trace his lineage back to Joseph, the son of Jacob, the son of Isaac, the son of Abraham. Okay, in other words, through their biological human father, they can trace their lineage back to Joseph. That's what the Messiah, the son of Joseph, means. A direct bloodline descendant of Joseph. And Joseph, you may remember, had two sons who were the half-tribes of Ephraim and Manasseh. Okay, but if you pick up the Bible, the New Testament, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to call that the Bible. If you pick up the Christian's New Testament and look in Matthew and in Luke, where the lineages of Jesus are given, it makes it explicitly clear that according to Christianity, Jesus was supposed to be the son, the descendant of Judah, the son of Jacob, the son of Isaac, the son of Abraham. Not a descendant of Joseph, the son of Jacob, but rather Jesus was the son of Judah, the son of Jacob. So the whole concept that Jesus was going to be the Messiah, the son of Joseph, is just flatly not true. They only portray him as being a descendant of Judah. Remember, only the descendants of Judah can be kings of Israel.
So the Christians are using the Mashiach ben Yosef as in Joseph and Mary?
Yes, they're seeing it as Joseph and Mary. They see it as, well, his daddy's name was Joey.
Yeah.
Okay, so he can be the son of Joseph. That's not what's meant here. And by saying he's the son of Joseph, it makes a lie out of Matthew and Luke, who state that Jesus was a descendant of Judah, a different tribe than Joseph, or the half-tribe of Ephraim and the half-tribe of Manasseh. Okay. Now, if you actually take a look at the description in the Talmud of this Messiah, the son of Joseph, who is he? Okay, what is it about him? Okay, first of all, here's what the rabbinic texts say about the Messiah, the son of Joseph. Okay, and by the way, in order to discuss anything about the Messiah, the son of Joseph, you are not going to find it in the Bible. You will not find it anywhere outside of rabbinic writings. It's a rabbinic concept. Okay, it's a rabbinic interpretation of certain biblical passages. Okay, here's what the rabbinic texts say about the Messiah, the son of Joseph. Okay, first of all, okay, the Messiah, the son of Joseph, lives in the exact same time as the Messiah, the son of David, or son of Judah. They don't call him Messiah ben Yehuda, they call him Messiah ben David. Okay, but David was from the tribe of Judah. So whoever this is would also be from the tribe of Judah too. The Messiah, the son of Joseph, and Messiah, the son of David live in the exact same period of time. The Messiah, the son of Joseph, is the first to die in the battle of Gog against Magog. The Messiah, the son of Joseph, is the first person to be resurrected by the Messiah, the son of David, from the tribe of Judah. Follow everything I said?
I'm trying to. That's a lot to take in, but go ahead.
Okay. The rabbinic writings are the only place you'll find a description or discussion of a Messiah, the son of Joseph.
Got it.
New Testament only portrays Jesus being the son of Judah, descendant of Judah, through David. There's a Messiah, the son of David, and there's a Messiah, the son of Joseph. The Messiah, the son of David, means from the tribe of Judah, because David was from the tribe of Judah. Okay.
Right.
But there's a text in the Hebrew Scriptures which actually uses the word anointed in the plural. So it's derived from an interpretation of that. Okay? And if you're going to ask me where that is, I'll have to look for it. Okay. According to the rabbinic writings, there's a period of about 7 years of horrible famine and troubles and, diseases and everything bad going on. And the land of Israel falls under non-Jewish control. And there's a leader of the tribe of Ephraim. Okay. And there's one text that says he's a descendant of Jeroboam, the son of Nebat. Okay. But this leader of the tribe of Ephraim rises to lead the military against all the groups that run Jerusalem, because the Jews are not in control of it at this time. Okay? All right. The war of this son of Messiah, the son of David, okay, that goes to war against all the nations who control Jerusalem, is a successful campaign. But after his initial victory, okay, the Messiah, the son of Joseph, dies in battle. By the way, in battle and not on a cross. Right. The Messiah, the son of Joseph, doesn't die on a cross. He dies in a battle.
And which king did we have that did happen to?
Nobody.
Yeah, I thought there was a king that died in battle. There was a stray arrow. He went out dressed as a commoner.
But he's a king. Right. He's not a descendant of Joseph.
Oh, right. Okay.
As a king, he'd be a descendant of David.
Gotcha.
Okay. All right. Because the Messiah, the son of Joseph, is this wonderful guy who's trying to win back Jerusalem from the pagan faiths, okay, but all of a sudden he's successful, but then all of a sudden he dies in a battle, okay, it causes great mourning among the Jewish people, okay, they lose faith, okay, and all still within the same 7-year period, All right, the Messiah, the son of David, okay, is revealed. Elijah the prophet says, guess what, people? We've got the Messiah ben David, the Messiah, the son of David, okay? The Messiah, the son of David, finishes the battle for the Messiah, the son of Joseph, who died in battle, okay?
So they're contemporaries.
I'm sorry, what?
So they're contemporaries.
Exactly, that's the point.
Right.
First of all, they're contemporaries. The Messiah, the son of Joseph, dies in battle, not on a cross. And the Messiah, the son of David, who's one of the things the real Messiah is supposed to do when he comes is to resurrect the dead. Okay, the first person he resurrects is the Messiah, the son of Joseph. Then they both go up to Mount Zion, and this is where in you get this text. I think it's Obadiah, but I can't remember where it is. But it talks about the Saviors,
right,
plural, going up to Mount Zion. So if you check for Mount Zion, okay, in Obadiah, you'll probably find the verse, but it's Saviors, plural, okay? And that's where this interpretation of the text comes from. They go up to Mount Zion, okay? They judge the people, okay? The kingdom now is for God, okay? But because the term, which is either saviors or anointed ones, is plural, that's where the idea comes for the two messiahs. One descended from Judah through David, one descended from Joseph through Ephraim. Okay. And of course, once the Messiah, the son of Judah, has taken over the war, wins the war, resurrects the Messiah, the son of Joseph, okay, now you have peace. And then all the major fulfillments of all the major prophecies, like an end to all war, the world is at peace, okay, Jerusalem is restored, third temple is built, yada, 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 okay, all starts taking place at this point, okay. This is all in Midrash. This is in a number of rabbinic sources, and every rabbinic source agrees on the same thing. Two different people from two different tribal families, one from the tribe of Judah through David the king, one through the tribe of Joseph through Ephraim. They live at the exact same time period, okay? Remember something. The Messiah, the son of Joseph, is not allowed to be king. He's from the wrong tribe. Right. He's not going to take a throne. He's not entitled to a throne. Okay.
Good point.
He's not a direct bloodline descendant of King David. Okay. So he cannot be king. So why would they put a little plaque over his head on a cross? He's not supposed to die on a cross that says King of Israel. He's not a king. Again, they're confusing this whole concept because, hey, Jesus' daddy was Joey. So it means anybody whose daddy was name is Joey, is Joseph, can be this Messiah? No, that's not at all what it says. Okay, by the way, the New Testament they don't succeed, they try to portray Jesus, okay, as a peaceful, gentle man. The Messiah, the son of Joseph, was a warrior. He's leading people to fight these pagan groups who own Jerusalem. That's not a man of peace. That's a warrior. That's a man of war. That's a soldier.
Right.
Okay. This Messiah, who is the son of Joseph, descendant of Joseph, is not dying on a cross. He's dying in a battle. Okay. The Messiah, the son of David, takes over the battle, wins the battle, and then starts resurrecting people, beginning with number one, the Messiah, the son of Joseph. Okay?
Okay.
All right. I mean, that's basically the issue.
Right.
And if you really, I can look it up. If you really want to get into it, I can give you all the midrashic sources for where this is supposed to take place. Where the rabbinic interpretation is found.
Okay.
So,
gotcha. Well, we can move on to it. We've got enough time for another topic, about 15 minutes or so. So we'll move forward. I was going to, I'm going to put up on screen that, remember what I sent you on that link? to the Jews for Jesus. This is really interesting, and for all the people who've been studying their way out of the New Testament.
Yeah, there was something I wanted to say about that I didn't get a chance to say, and I can't remember what it was.
I'm going to put it up on the screen real fast.
Yeah. Okay.
We're like, uh-oh.
There are passages. I remember what it was. Okay, going back to this whole. He's a priest. He's a priest. He's a priest. Okay. A person can be a priest. Start over. A person can be called a priest, a Kohen, but they're not actually doing priestly stuff. They're just in the service of God, like a priest is in the service of God. Doesn't mean they're necessarily, in the temple doing temple stuff. Okay. It just means that they are let's say you get elected, William, to public office. Okay. Couldn't I in English call you a minister of the state?
Mm-hmm.
Minister? Oh, so you're ordained because you're working for the state?
Right.
You got elected?
Right.
No, minister means someone who is working for, the service of the people. It doesn't necessarily mean you're an ordained minister able now to do funerals, God forbid. Okay, it means you're elected as an official of the state. You're a minister of the state. Same kind of thing with the word priest in the Bible. Okay, it can refer to a leader, not necessarily a someone doing priestly stuff. Okay. See what I'm saying?
I do, because where it says you shall be a kingdom of priests, it's not literally telling them that you all are qualified to be priests. He's just saying as a metaphorically speaking.
The priesthood was taken away from Melchizedek and given to one of the descendants of Abraham, which was the Levites.
That's neat.
A subset of the Levites, which is the descendants of Aaron, the brother of Moses, both of whom were Levites.
Right, got it.
Okay.
Huh. Okay, so going back to this website, I'm going to put it up on the screen again, if I can find it. Oh, that was it. I got to switch tabs, though. There we go. Okay, so, and I'm kind of putting this up for everyone else to see, too, because if you really wanted to, you guys, y'all could actually, hand pick through this thing and develop your own questions from this, good topics that we could actually discuss. But everything in here, they're showing all these fulfillment citations here. I get off there. I don't want to subscribe. Quit. Where it says fulfillment. And they list all of these things that prove the fulfillment of all these supposed prophecies.
Bingo.
And
I found it.
Good. What do you got?
Okay. 2 Samuel chapter 8, verse 18.
Okay.
2 Samuel chapter 8, verse 18.
Okay. 8:18. Got it. Coming up. Okay, it's up.
Okay, and let me go back to what you have it. I'm waiting till it hits the screen.
Oh, and Benaiah, the son of Jehoiada, was over both the Cherethites, or the Cherethites, and the Pelethites, and David's sons were.
Yeah. And then what does it say? And
it says,
David's sons were?
Chief rulers.
Wrong. That's not what the Hebrew says.
Oh, let's go look and see what the Hebrew says.
The Hebrew says that they were Kohanim.
Ah, there it is right there. They were priests.
Right.
Nice.
Well, they weren't priests.
Right, but that's the Hebrew.
They were leaders of the people.
Right.
It doesn't say they became priests.
Right.
Only the Levites and their descendants could be priests. David was a tribe of Judah, as we all know.
Right.
So there you have explicitly in the Hebrew scriptures where the word Kohen, priest, is used to refer to people who were leaders of the people, not priests of the people.
Right.
I knew it was there somewhere.
Nice. Well done. Very well done.
Sometimes I get lucky.
Okay, let's take this call. If I can figure out how to answer it. Hang on. Welcome to the show. Please tell us your name and where you're calling from. Hello, you are live on the air. 5, 4, 3, 2.
He's got a bad
1.
connection. Call back.
I don't think so. Sometimes people will call.
I can hear noise in it.
Oh, I can too, because sometimes people will call and they'll watch the TV to see, or the monitor to see when we actually respond. Caller, can you hear us now?
Yeah.
There you go. You are live on the air.
Okay. It was. I was still hearing the message.
Gotcha. No
I'm
problem.
listening. I just listened to your. I listened to your answer about Mashiach and Yosef.
Okay.
I wanted to ask another question.
Sure, go ahead.
Up.
Go ahead.
Well, I've been studying a little bit different interpretations from the different sources of Judaism about him. So, is he the one that's supposed to bring in the 10 tribes back, or is the Messiah son of David?
No, Messiah the son of David.
That's the first. That's a first question.
Okay, so
it's the Messiah the son of David who gets all the reunites the northern kingdom descendants with the southern kingdom descendants, what are called the lost tribes. By the way, it's highly likely they were never really lost. By the way, Second Chronicles, it talks about
you need to lower the volume on the phone.
Oh, okay, hang on 1 second. Thank you for clarifying that. Hang on, Rabbi, just a second. I'm going to turn. Pardon me. Okay, Rabbi, just say hi again real fast. We're doing a sound check. Again?
Hi again.
Is that better?
A little bit lower. It just it goes higher and it's making the sounds.
Okay, try it now. I've got it back down quite a bit now. Rabbi?
Hi again.
It's better. It's getting better.
Okay, good. All right. I'm just happy I know which knob to turn down. Go ahead, Rabbi. Go ahead and y'all talk.
Anyway, I'm good because I'm listening through another computer.
Okay.
I'm just using my phone, so I'll state this two questions, and I will continue to listen.
Okay.
Basically, if the Messiah ben David will bring in 10 tribes, and Messiah ben Yosef will have to die before Messiah ben David comes in, logically saying that 10 tribes should come after the Messiah ben David comes in, right? But that kind of contradicts the logic, because as far as I understand, as far as many other teachers teach, that 10 tribes are coming in right now. So if you can elaborate on this issue, on the Messiah ben Yosef and Messiah ben David, because right now it's becoming a hot topic, and I'm talking to a lot of my Christian friends, because I also came out of Christianity not long ago.
Sure.
And this issue of Messiah ben Yosef, Messiah ben David, is really hitting their ears. They want to know more.
Right. Well, one thing that I think we all definitely agree on is that, especially for the Christians out there, it really doesn't matter who either one of those are. What only matters is who Jesus is not. At the end of the day, it doesn't.
Yes, no.
Right?
Yes.
So
actually, another question that you just
sure.
made me remember.
Good. Go ahead.
I heard not long ago that Messiah ben David will be also the Messiah. They could have the same lineage as Messiah ben David, together with Messiah ben Yosef.
It's impossible.
The reason for that well, maybe his mother will be from the tribe.
It doesn't matter. The mother is irrelevant. Lineage in Judaism is always traced through the father, as it explicitly says in a few places in the book of Numbers.
Right. Judaism, whether you're Jewish or not, is tracked through the mother, but your tribal lineage just comes through the father.
And you can't trace your lineage back to your father, to his father, his father, his father, his father, his father, and all of a sudden be part of two different tribes. It's impossible.
But what if your Jewish mother marries
it doesn't matter.
A guy from the tribe
mother,
of Israel?
It doesn't matter what the tribe is of the mother. The children become the tribe of the father.
So what he's saying is, scientifically, they could have a mother from the tribe of Judah and a father from the tribe of Benjamin, but acknowledgement-wise, according to Torah, they don't identify it that way. So therefore, the prophecy wouldn't say that.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
And that's actually like the logic behind this. It's not my opinion. It's just
right. I understand.
Right, but their opinion is faulty, because the Bible makes it clear that lineage is only traced through the father. By the way, take a look at Matthew and Luke themselves. Matthew and Luke also only trace lineage through the father. Matthew will say so-and-so is the father of so-and-so, who's the father of so-and-so, and Luke will say so-and-so was the son of so-and-so, who's the son of so-and-so.
Right, good point. Right.
Matthew and Luke might mention a woman if she was famous, but the lineage still goes through her husband, not her. She's only mentioned because she's famous.
Right.
Like Bathsheba, like the wife of King David. They may be mentioned, but the lineage doesn't go through them, it goes through their husbands. And
right.
Matthew and Luke both knew this. That's why when they presented their supposed lineages of Jesus, it's always through the male line. So it doesn't matter what tribe the women are from. It only matters what tribe the men are from, the fathers.
So in other words, they can be from two different tribes because of the father and the mother, but according to Torah, they only identify it.
Members of the tribe of the mother.
The children
are only the members of the tribe of the father.
It's because, and Torah only identifies it that way. So it's not that they can't be from two tribes. It's that it's like, but if they are, they always go to the father's identity.
Wait a minute. Wait, William, we have to be very careful with our speech.
I was very careful with my speech. I was clarifying what you.
I disagree with you.
Oh, okay. Really? Because I was trying to clarify what you were saying because it sounded like it was kind of shady.
You said that the child will be from both tribes.
No, I did not. I did not say that. I said that any child can be from two different tribes scientifically, but Torah won't. So you're saying
science has nothing to do with this. This is Jewish religious law.
See, you're talking about law, but I'm talking about actual. I'm talking about actual biology. So are you saying that if a woman from the tribe of Judah, just let me finish. If a woman from the tribe of Judah marries someone from the tribe of Ephraim or whatever, okay, so now you've got a husband and a wife from two different tribes, and they have a child. Is not that child from two different tribes? Scientifically, biologically, they are.
Biology has nothing to do with this.
I know that's my point.
The Torah is membership.
That's my point. Torah does not identify it that way. Torah has rules to follow. That's what I was saying.
But if those are the rules, you can't make the statement that he's actually from both tribes because he's not.
I said biologically, not according to Torah law. we need to move on. We're at a moot point. Okay, carrying on.
I'm being very, very careful.
You did a great job. You did a great job. You did a great job. Okay, so we definitely explored that quite a bit.
You're wrong.
And I'm okay with that. So did that help at all, or did it confuse the matter anymore? I think he's watching it on the TV. I'm going to disconnect. I think we covered it pretty in depth. So I know what he's saying though, and what he's saying is, and this is we covered it. Let's move on. Okay, so we got time probably for another quick one if you want to.
All right. Well, wait. Okay, there's a couple of things I saw in here.
Okay.
No, I can't. Wait, give me a second. I know you're here somewhere. Jamie, Rabbi Federow, why does Luke say that you have to hate your family if you are his disciple? First of all, it's not Luke who says this. It's Jesus who says this. Luke is merely quoting Jesus. So Jesus himself says you have to hate your family if you're going to be his disciple. Okay, Christians will say that what this means is that it's a matter of priorities, that Jesus has to be your highest priority. And they downplay the whole concept of hate. The Jewish concept of the Messiah is that he will turn the sons to the fathers and the daughters to the mothers, right, and the daughter-in-law to the mother-in-law. Okay, in Malachi, the last passage of Malachi. Let me Malachi. Chapter 4, all the way down. Okay. Turn the heart of the fathers to the children, the heart of the children to the fathers, or else I will come and smite the land with a curse. Okay. And here it's actually talking about Elijah the prophet, but Elijah the prophet and the Messiah are here for the same purpose. Elijah proclaiming that the Messiah has come, and they're not at cross purposes. Okay. So also they'll say, well, it's the effect of Jesus. Because if, a child of a Jewish family becomes a Christian, it causes anger and hatred and animosity. No, excuse me, that's not what Jesus said. Jesus said that you had to hate your family to be his disciple. A lot of times Jesus is not a man of love. He's not a man of peace. Okay. He does a lot of things that are really not nice. Okay. And telling people that you have to hate your family in order to be his disciple is exactly the diametric opposite of what we know Elijah the prophet and the real Messiah will be doing. Okay, that's one. Second of all, I think he had another question here. Why does the book of... No, wait. Why does the... Wait.
Well, to comment, while you're looking for it, to comment on that.
Here it is.
To comment
Rabbi
on that
Federow,
further.
Why does Matthew... I'm sorry, go ahead.
To comment on that further before we get off of that particular one entirely.
Okay.
I mean, the whole idea of his message that he was pointing out, this is coming from the Christian perspective, is that it was metaphorical, meaning you should put God first before you put anything first.
Right.
And that's the general rule of thumb, and that's what every Christian will say. Well, you're taking this, you're really beating this thing down too hard because it was only an example he was given. So, but agreed with you though, because that was a bad example. It was kind of like, drink my blood, eat my flesh. I mean, these are things that are abominations to God. Why would you use something that opposes the Tanakh to make a point, which is what they just did here? Even though it was metaphorical, they still use a point that really opposes Tanakh to try to make a point, and it doesn't make sense. So, moving on. So, I think I found the one you were looking for. Rabbi Federow, why does the book of Acts emphasize? Is that the one you're looking for? The very last statement? Second to last?
No, but go ahead.
Okay, we'll make this our last topic because it's getting kind of late. So,
okay.
Why does the book of Acts emphasize that when Paul, it just scrolled up on me, that when Paul first heard Jesus walking to Damascus, that Paul heard Jesus in the Hebrew or Aramaic?
I'm not sure I understand his question. Let me go to the where is this?
Okay.
In Acts?
Let's see.
Wait, come on.
Paul Acts chapter.
Wait. Okay. Acts. And I'm sorry, but he's going to have to be more clarifying what he's talking about.
Gotcha.
Acts, the book of Acts emphasized that when Paul first heard Jesus walking to Damascus, that Paul heard Jesus in Hebrew or Aramaic. Okay, wait, maybe I can do it this way.
Let's look at... Why is it not pulling it up? Okay, so... all these topics. Acts 9. Let's see. Let me try that one. Let's try Acts chapter 9 and see what we can find. Okay. And Saul breathing. Okay, Saul, why persecute me? Okay, here we go. Yeah, go to Acts chapter 9, Rabbi, if you got one on the screen.
Okay, wait a minute. Okay. I was looking at it and it was sending me to Acts 20 something. Okay. Acts 9, and then what?
Just 9:1, and it's right there in the first paragraph or two. Okay, but I'm looking for where it's clarifying what language he spoke in, because I think that was part of the question. And even if we can't find that, you can just comment on that little scenario. My wife said that she thinks Paul was riding along and fell off his camel and hit his head.
Yeah, well, that must, yeah.
So
I don't see the word Hebrew or the word Aramaic in the quote, so I'm not sure what he's referring to.
Let me see. I think it was just an influenced question.
I'm still looking for the word Hebrew or the word Aramaic.
Yeah, let me.
I don't understand his question. He says, why does the book of Acts emphasize that when Paul first heard Jesus walking to Damascus, Paul heard Jesus in Hebrew or Aramaic? When did the book of Acts emphasize that it was Hebrew or Aramaic? I don't even see the two words listed there. I don't understand the way he worded his question.
Kelsey, he said Paul suffered from a heat stroke.
Jamie also asked the question, why does Matthew claim that Judas Iscariot giving 30 silver shekels to the high priest before killing himself, before committing suicide as a prophecy from Isaiah? Okay.
There's two different stories on his death anyway, right?
Yeah, and they don't agree with each other.
Right, they're two completely different stories.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so, which one is the Matthew story?
That I don't know. Okay.
Matthew.
All right. Let's stick on this topic, and we won't. There's going to be more, but we'll close with this one. Okay.
Okay. Wait, what? King James Version, Matthew Acts, and doesn't have the word shekels in it. Maybe it says silver.
Pieces of silver, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Matthew 26:15. Matthew 26:15. Come on. Okay. Matthew 26.
And said unto him, what will you give me?
What will you give me that I will deliver him to you? And they covenanted with him for 30 pieces of silver. Okay. And Jews who betrayed it. And wait. Yeah.
Grant Dunn, just real quickly, Isaiah 7:14 does not say virgin.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. It wouldn't even make sense if it said virgin.
Yeah, right.
And by the way, if it did say virgin, that really quickly, just to give him an answer, it means that it would have occurred twice. Once on behalf of Ahaz,
right.
For whom for whom Isaiah is prophesying. Okay, and then again, according to Christianity, at least with Mary.
Right.
So that would mean it wouldn't be all that.
Yeah, that's true. So she wouldn't have been the only, and even more so, as we've discussed before, there's more problems just with that one verse. It says the young woman, so they both knew who the girl was. It wasn't like a young woman, and so anyway, it goes beyond that. But yeah, so Grant, if you'll find me,
it's a young.
Grant, real quickly,
Ha'amahara, the young woman is pregnant. If I say to you, give me a book, you don't have no idea which book I mean. If I say, give me the book, it implies you know exactly which book I'm talking about.
Right.
So when he says the young woman, it means both Isaiah and Ahaz have to know what woman they're talking about.
Mm-hmm. Of course, they like to claim dual prophecy, which is nonsense. So,
no. If you accept the idea of dual prophecy, why not triple prophecy?
Mm-hmm.
So clearly, the descendant, the child of a virgin, must also include Perseus, whose mother was what's her name, Semele, I think. Is that right? Can't remember. But who was made pregnant by being showered on with gold by Zeus. So there was no sex involved, which means it was a virgin birth.
Right. True that.
Okay, well, that must mean a triple. If you can have a dual prophecy, why not a triple prophecy? Wait a minute. Why not a quadruple prophecy? So it's not just Jesus. It's not just, the child of Isaiah. It's also Perseus. Well, it could also be, what's his name? I just lost my Dionysus. Okay, and I can't remember how Zeus made his mother pregnant, but there are plenty of places in there where the mother was human, the father was God.
Right.
So everyone becomes a fulfillment of that. If you allow for a double prophecy, then you have to allow for a triple or quadruple or
right. Very true.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Meanwhile, I'm having a major problem finding what he's talking about. Jamie, I'm sorry. I'm going to have to, find this.
Refine your question, Jamie, and then send it to us again next week.
Give us the verses. It'll help us find what you're talking about.
There you go.
Okay.
All right. Well, we're going
to explain that the Sadducees didn't believe in the resurrection of the dead. Because the Sadducees, contrasting with the Pharisees, didn't believe in the resurrection of the dead.
Rabbi, I got to go.
Oh, you're no fun.
Yeah, right. I know. Well, I got to get up really early tomorrow, so I got to head into Austin.
All right.
Do a concrete job.
Me too.
So, Yeah.
All right. It was
All right.
fun.
Yeah, it was fun. It's good to see you guys. Good to see so much activity out there. Yeah, if you're not friends with us on Facebook, find us on Facebook, send us a friend request, subscribe to the YouTube channel, turn on the notification bell next to the subscribe button. Otherwise, you're not going to get any alerts. So, and we'll see you guys next week, same time, same place, 8 p.m. every Monday night. TNT Twisted New Testament. Looking forward to seeing you all again. Shalom, everyone, and shalom, Rabbi Stuart Federow from Houston, Texas. Oh yeah, one more quick thing. Don't forget. If you guys don't have it, it's a really, really juicy find. You guys need to get Rabbi Federow's book. It's just really, really cool. I had it on the screen a minute ago. Where did it go?
All right, well, go to whatjewsbelieve.org. You'll find all the information for all the things I've done.
There.
Okay, go.
It's on your screen. It's on your screen. I'm not done yet. Jewish Mission Control, awesome app for your phone, iPhone or Android. It's just really cool. It's just a nice little quick draw thing to have all these answers and click a button away. And it's a free app on both Android and what's the other one? All these iPhoners out there saying, what do you mean, what's the other one? I went to McCoy's today, and I asked them where Home Depot was. They about had a cow. They're like, excuse me? I was like, don't get offended. Yeah, y'all have a good night. Later, Rabbi. Shalom to you and your home. Let me get the music up. Ha, there we go. Take care, guys.
חשוב מכל חשוב והכרחי להיות ביחד. איפוק זו העוצמה, ויתור זו הגדולה, השאיפה והכמיהה. אני אתה אתם תמיד תמיד כולם ביחד. חשוב מכל חשוב והכרחי להיות ביחד. איפוק